Hey everyone! Oh, you got him. Good. Okay. Let's get collect a couple of things.
Come on, get your asses over here.
Yeah, I'm just gotta read up on something. Hold up a sec, Rock.
Some of these creatures.
Cover charges. Keep rubbed to all. Okay, we continuation of weird naming. With so many interesting and largely unknown creatures arriving in almost every cycle, I've begun to put together a care and feed newsletter for each section. Please read carefully and come see me if you have any questions. This is Sporknaut. Oh god, okay, let me guess some references I'm not going to pick up on, as usual. Diet omnivore, especially enjoys thistles and kittens. Okay, please tell me that's not kittens from Earth. Alright. Well, I suppose... I mean, they could go for a more... at least they're going for a non-endangered species, for what it's worth. Anyways, exercise, recommend daily walks. Seems to appreciate area beneath the salt flats. Okay. Specimen seems healthy, awaiting blood work for confirmation. A bit of a limp in left foreleg. Well, it's probably been through a bit of an ordeal, so you can't blame it there. Excuse me. Species, Pugalum, carnivores, especially ferocious. For exercise, drop life ray into cell and let the delightful creature murder them. It really is fascinating to watch. Okay, a bit of blood sports, right? Okay. Specimen is on the mend after devouring that young Warthos. I had no idea it was such a glutton. Oh wow. Okay. Undetermined species creature defies most of what we know. Further study is necessary. It doesn't appreciate captivity, seems to be extremely cautious when cleaning out the pen, entering feeding times. Diet is unknown. What it refuses one day, it devours the next. Further study is necessary. Well, that's particularly interesting in a mysterious way. For exercise, after 3 near escapes already, creatures is to remain in its pen until suitable area is built. Its health of the specimen is robust, almost frighteningly so. Okay. Species Flora Colossus, or Groot. Herbivore? Would that make it a cannibal? Suggest starting with yarrow roots with molasses. Okay, well, I suppose that was something. For exercise, supervised exercise time in Walden Garden. Health, Groot's health is slightly malnourished. Get my words together. Covered in several scars and healed wounds, but in overall good health. Seems lonely, suggests finding creature, small animal companion. The trying death, it must be. I'm assuming they've got a universal translator, and I can hear Groot asking for rocket, maybe. So maybe that's where they're going with that. I'm having to assume.
Not as rare as I would have expected for Lady Hellbender's collection.
Never meet your heroes, Drax.
What the? Well, could be worse. I'm not quite gonna say what it looks like. But,
I'm not seeing any breeding pairs.
I'll just say a certain type of muscle, and that's it. Yeah, give me a sec, will ya? Oh.
Groot! Easy there, bud. I'll get you out in a flash.
Whoa! Hey! Let's not turn him into Quill. Stand
And
back. I will breach the perimeter.
I don't think it. I think it's designed. You know.
Who knew?
Yeah, it's designed to keep creatures in.
On 3, 2.
Wait, hey, hang on, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is it? How is it able? Why is there?
Stripped you down to your bark.
Why is there?
We'd have showed up sooner, but Twinkle.
How does it know?
Good to have you back.
How does that button work for it?
That's it.
And why is Groot being so silent?
I guess Groot knows the way.
I'm
What's going on? Say
confused.
something.
You okay, Groot?
Shut it, Quill.
What did I do?
You're the one who insisted on this stupid plan. Now that freaking monster queen has, I don't know.
Traumatized him.
Exactly.
Hey,
Is that it, big guy?
something really weird is going on here. How is Groot able to just press that? There's no way they would have encoded that for him.
Come on, talk to me, bud. What did that Bethune fly
I don't like this. I don't. Wait.
Oh, crap.
I thought that was supposed to.
Of the galaxy. You
Hello
fools
again?
Thought you could cheat me and suffer no consequence.
Groot.
What happened? Oh, so that thing's like a shapeshifter type. Oh, okay.
Which one of you thought it wise to entrust your absurd scheme to a Flora Colossus? You call him friend, yet you ignore his very nature, overlooking the fact that he is
The worst liar in history.
Well, that's one way to put it.
He can't just pretend to be monstrous.
At least he's
to his
unique.
credit. He kept your secret for almost an hour.
Under your special interrogation, probably a compliment.
Let us
Serious
settle
one.
this honorably. I will face you in combat.
I don't think that matters anymore to her, to be honest.
Your offer is worthless, Destroyer.
Yeah, I had a
There
feeling.
is no escaping my wrath. I can work with that. Dweller, feast upon them.
Oh my god. Well, we're gonna face it at some point. Oh shit. Just how big is this thing? Oh my god. Quite sizable then.
Okay.
So, just fairly sizable then. Holy shit, okay. We've got our work cut out for us, team. And in a big way as well. Oh my god, okay. Oh god, okay. Let me think. Should we go? I assume tentacles are the way to go, unless we can. But hang on, there's a space between the head, between the top of the head. Maybe the hair. I'm gonna call it hair on the side of the head. No. No, stick with the obvious. Obvious, the tentacles, so that it can't move, can't keep afloat. Probably the most obvious thing, and probably the best way to do it. I'm assuming that the legs, it might go for something else. Is that one of those things where does it eat through the top, or is the mouth near its, or is it like a squid octopus, where the other way? I'm really not sure.
That's a true monster.
Well, let's make it truly dead.
Okay.
We need to fell this foe one appendage at a time.
Okay, need to figure out a way.
You know what kind of monster Hellbender likes.
Little late for that.
I'm assuming this is the right way to do it.
Okay, so maybe this wasn't the best plan.
I don't think Nonocor is getting paid.
Do not cower behind your pet, Lady Hellbender. Just focus on the thing trying to kill us.
Okay.
I'm willing to negotiate.
I'm a tad stuck. Oh, thank you. That was good. Oh, no, you don't.
She sure knows how to hold a grudge. You have no idea.
Okay, hang on. Let's try and figure something out here.
We're gonna get flattened if we don't deal with those arms!
Light him up, Rocket!
Look! It's sucking up that goat!
Peter Quill, unleash me on these fools!
Nice! One appendage off.
That hurt you. What? No! I'm ready. Just find me an opening.
Okay.
Don't be so fearsome when it has no arms! What does she feed this thing? No doubt the flesh of its enemies.
Hurt you.
Okay. Drax, go!
It hurt you.
It seems
Go, Gamora!
You must be my home.
Ha ha!
No! Not again!
Found your weakness, but alright.
End this!
Oh shit!
all right.
Wait, that was. Yeah, no kidding!
And beware the spine's protrusions. Don't have to tell me twice.
Now! Attack! Swarm them, my pets!
My great strength
Nice
was
to meet
underutilized.
Hold on!
I commend your effort, Lady Hellbender.
Your word!
No, you don't. Nope, never mind that.
We must destroy the cores.
Hands up!
Okay,
Destroy!
getting somewhere.
Now is the time to strike.
Okay, okay. Slowly but surely.
The beast must feed upon these gelatinous creatures. That's little comfort, Drax. Prepare yourself.
Go! Full assault! Full assault to the appendage! Full assault!
She's not gonna let this one go!
That's a
You
problem
don't
for
say.
leader.
Ha ha ha! Oh, beautiful, Gamora! Beautifully done!
Now, swing! Now, overwhelm them!
Okay.
I don't think he cares anymore.
Oh, no you don't!
Crush them!
We need you on your feet, big
Gotcha,
guy.
buddy!
What is next, Peter Quill?
What's next, Peter?
Blew him up.
Raise hell!
Come on, just give me a shot!
If I can freeze it, you can slice it.
Right.
Jiggly and
Oh,
deadly.
shit.
What gives?
I don't know, but cutting into them is pretty fun, right? We're about to have more problems!
Yep, just collecting some resources here.
Destroy them, mine!
Gotcha, Groot!
Didn't chop you down that easy. Groot says thanks and double from me.
Alright. Let's get a combo in.
Hands up!
I got all these toys, I'm just dying for you!
Alright, we need to freeze this guy.
Crush them! No!
Groot,
Yes! Now! Go! Drax!
kick like we don't have enough problems already. Our problems are sufficient.
All out! All go! Go! Go!
Self.
Yes! Ha ha ha! Great teamwork, everyone.
What have they done to you? This ends now! Rain fire upon them!
Those things are hot and heavy! Get it? No!
It could be useful!
All you Drax! Ha ha ha! Take that, asshole.
Swarm them, my pets!
Get this stuff frozen.
Name on it!
Do your thing, Gamora!
I thought you'd never ask!
I am trying to destroy!
Feel that heat!
There we go.
Those things run hot.
You only
You're up, Drax.
in heaven.
Clear him out. We'll make some.
Cut him down, Groot!
I've
It
never
was
seen
fine,
it
just in time for you to sever it. Yell again.
Nice kill! I'm kind of jealous.
Come on, let's clear the road, people.
The explosive could be useful in cool!
Go, Drax.
Ready! Tear out their insides!
Looks like my sword was
Nice.
spikes.
The blobs are no match for your sword, assassin! Smoke them, Rocket!
Plow the road.
Not too late to pull this off.
Never mind.
Take heed of the explosive!
Go for it.
It's just soaking up everything we throw at it.
Go, Gamora. Well, at least got the 2 ability points. I was hoping for a little bit more, but that'll do nicely. Damn! Straight into the wall.
Guys, we did it!
Well, that's convenient.
Bring me Nasher.
I don't even want to know what that is. I do not want to know what that is. Get the hell out of here. Please don't make me drive. Just cut to us being aboard the ship, please. Yay!
We still need to get out of here and fast.
Can we keep those transports?
Now that was a ride.
This is no time to celebrate. We have made an awful mistake.
And an awful amount of cash.
There is no escaping Lady Hellbender's wrath.
We could try.
What the?
Holy shit! Okay. We need some creative flying here.
Guys, hold on!
That works. That works.
Your bones are mine, guardians of the galaxy.
Oh, I believe that. I believe you think that. Now all you have to do is pay the fine and keep everyone else from Novacorn, all the pirates and Radios taking the cash.
Hunt us to the end of the universe.
What could possibly go wrong?
We got off that mudball with the money, didn't we?
True.
After the talking tree betrayed us.
He didn't have much of a
Speak
choice.
tree. Tree.
Hey, you got a problem with Groot. You got a problem with me.
Let's calm down a second.
Whoa. One problem at a time.
Yep.
Lady Hellbender will seek her revenge. Mark my words.
Then she'll have to get in line. First, I gotta call Corel.
The sooner we get this fine paid, the better.
Yeah, so we can go back to focusing on being broke.
It's weird. Is money all that you think of, rodent?
No, I also think about bombs.
And booze.
Bombs made out of booze.
Nikki,
Is it true? Really?
there's something wrong with the connection.
What's going on?
Yeah, no dice. Nikki, is your mom around? I really need to talk to her.
She's with me.
What?
Please fight me.
What the hell?
After you left, we went to the quarantine zone. I sent the board and there was dark fog.
Did you try narrowing the band?
First thing I tried, it's gotta be something else. I'm losing you, Nick. Can you put your mom
I
on?
knew you were bad. I knew the Raker said it was a miracle.
I think something has happened to the girl.
No kidding.
It's called she's Novacore.
Oh, shut up, Rocket.
Yeah, keep your star pants on. I'll go check the array.
I can bring her back. I can bring them all back. I just have to.
What the hell?
Rocket!
Look at what it did! It chewed everything to scut!
How did that thing get back aboard the ship? No, seriously, how did that thing get back aboard the ship? It was... What?
I thought Quill confiscated everything.
Clearly not.
What about your tech, Rocket?
Oh, the gold domes took that all right. But not the stupid llama! And now the Flark in the race flarked because of it.
Huh?
Promise we'll get it fixed.
Hang
soon.
on a second.
Just like you promised to get your girlfriend to go easy on us? Yeah, okay.
Hey, that's not fair.
You know what isn't fair, Quill? Being the only one who actually seems to give a scut about the Milano. Look, guys, we need the dock to fix the array. Luckily, I know a guy on Nowhere has got the parts we need.
Oh, that's
And
good.
he can get rid of that Nova tracker cheap.
We cannot abandon the child. The behavior was erratic.
The
Yeah.
llama thingy chewed the wires, Drax. It was probably just a bad connection. And if we remove the tracker, Quill will make sure the entire Nova Corps fleet is on a
That is true.
Gamora's right. We made a promise. I made a promise. See if you can pinpoint where Corell is. We pay the fine.
Quill, are you freaking kidding me?
That way, we don't have to keep looking over our shoulders for Nova on the next job.
True. It's a fair point.
There is an extra.
Okay. Hang on a second. Hang on. Hold a second. Hang on a second. I think I've just discovered something canonical in this game. When I was originally going to hide things, I was originally going to hide the llama. But Corral specifically said when she was speaking to us, speaking to Peter, she said we discovered those illegal mechanical parts, whatever, legal tech, and a class 2 biological hazard. That was the llama. They took them. So, either that llama escaped quarantine under the captive, watchful eye of the guards, of the Nova Corps guards, or no matter what choice you make, it is canonical that you hide the llama over favoring the parts. Because the llama was taken into custody, I would assume, because that's what Corell was saying. They discovered it, they quarantined it, I would assume, by the way she talked, which means they took the llama away. So unless the llama escaped quarantine, no matter what, I'm assuming that's a canonical choice in the game, that no matter what, you are canonically supposed to hide the llama. Because otherwise, we should not have a llama on our ship, or the tech, which means there would be no problems with the transmission. Okay, so there's some canonical stuff going on here. Some stuff will happen no matter what choice I make. Okay, interesting to know. I mean, yes, I understand there are certain decisions which must conform to the known Marvel DC universe. Don't get me wrong, I understand that. Having said that, this is one of those things, right, where if something, where I don't see the point in giving us a choice when the outcome is predetermined. Because I'm assuming that the fine was exactly the same regardless of which choice we made for the llama or the illegal parts. Regardless, I assume the fine would have been 9,000, and looks like that was a scripted cutscene, which means the llama was always supposed to be on the ship. So no matter what, so that I appreciate the fact we had the choice, but I wish that carried through. Because now that's telling me that, because for me, that defeats the point of having the choice if no matter what, it is scripted that you will have a certain outcome no matter, even if you choose the opposite, the game rule is scripted to choose the opposite in the end, which for me defeats the point of giving you the choice in the first place. It might as well be scripted directly that no, you hide the llama, you give away, and because obviously Peter can talk his way out through illegal tech, illegal parts and tech, if that's the scripted way of doing things, don't give us a choice if that's the scripted way it's supposed to be done. I don't see the point in that. I appreciate the choice, but if the outcome is already scripted a specific way, don't give us a choice. Maybe through dialogue give us a presumption of what, perhaps hint at stuff through dialogue, through alternative dialogue of what could have been, but don't do that. I expect that, I didn't expect any problems with the transmission. Yet, so there's a cutscene where we've magically got a llama back on board when I know it was taken through quarantine, which suggests it's canonical. So, yeah, interesting. So that's telling me that some choices I make are not going to matter because some things. That's telling me preemptively that certain decisions, minor and or major, are going to be scripted, and no matter what side I take, it will have a specific predetermined outcome. Which means I'm going to have to bear that in mind for the rest of the game. Not a great way to do that, because that kind of spoils it. I don't mean the sense it spoils it for like having said that it's pre-scripted for story, because I don't know what that is. What I mean is that it spoils the point of giving you the options if you don't know how many pre-scripted outcomes there are given from specific choices that could be anywhere in this game. It's like a spoiler thing, because it's like it defeats the point of it, is what I'm trying to say. Wow, because if it had no llama on board, there's no way they would have been able to wreck the transmission, which tells me it's a pre-scripted event, which is a pre-scripted choice. That's one thing I really don't like about games, have stuff like this. I love the choice aspect in this game, I do. I don't love when a game has pre-scripted outcomes that they still give you a decision to make. There's no point in doing it. Because if the games have a pre-scripted outcome, no matter what choice you make, there is 0 point. The only time you get away with that is if it's literally a parody. And then it's like, no, and it's almost like to pull the joke out of it and parody it to the point where it's almost like a time paradox. Suddenly someone like you do have them in types of movies where they make a joke out of it through dialogue. It's like a time paradox of it. It says, oh, no matter what, this would have happened. And then it's like a joking side because you can see no matter what it would have happened, but there's at least a parody in it. There's a joke in it. Where it's intentional and it's like they're taking the mick out of you, it's like, no, it doesn't matter what you do. This will always happen. But I understand there's a comedy theme in this game. That's not a comedy aspect in this game. It's not. To take it to predetermine a series of events, no matter what choice you make. I don't mean in the sense that, you know, you could take it's different, and I know someone's gonna argue, but you could go if you're on a ship or on a destination, and you could take any number of directions and enter the same outcome. No, not that. Yes, you can have that, but I'm talking about in this scenario where don't give us multiple options or alternative options that could affect dialogue from one or more characters progressively through a game. That can, because it can possibly change the dialogue, which then can be critical or not. You don't know. That's why you have the choice there. There's no point in that specific regard when it can affect dialogue. There's no point in giving it. It becomes convoluted. I know I'm going a bit into this, but I'm trying to point out that that's a flaw. What they're trying to do here, they've taken it way too far. I mean, there's always been a comedy aspect, right? No, you can't really call it a parody aspect. It's more of a comedic aspect with the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? The problem is there's a point where it's just blatant stupidity. And I don't mean that in a good way. It's when you're trying to take something too far, but still use a situation or a dialogue event for the sake of it. That's bad. That throws me off now. That legitimately throws me off. Because now I don't know. It could be. I mean, there's a difference. I mean, now I don't know. Excuse me. Whether. Now that it's almost making me think, right? Whether whether stopping Drax from throwing rockets across the valley. I don't know now whether or not there's a scripted thing going to happen where no matter how many times you try to take Rocket's side, something explosive happens, which entirely defeats the point of ever being on his side in the first place. I don't know, but maybe that might be the case. It's now sort of got a territory of, well, does any decision I have actually matter anymore? That's honestly how it makes me feel. Because, to put this in a context, to put it like this, say in that scenario, let's just say, for the sake of argument, what if we could have made the opposite choice, had Rocket, right, and we go loud, we do exactly the same thing, only we go loud, we have Rocket as the creature, we steal the same amount of money from Lady Hellbound at the same fight, the same events happen, only we do a lot more fighting, we end up with the same result. But it's a predetermined outcome. So what's the point? I mean, all you're doing, and yes, I understand you could have more stealth. You could not have the comedic moment with Peter Quill with that other alien warden. Sure. Maybe you still could have. Maybe that was after that event, you go loud. Everything else could have been scripted to have the same outcome no matter what choice you make. Next big question. Huh. Wow. I wasn't expecting the game to do that. I really wasn't expecting the game to do that. If a game has a canonical, a scripted canonical path for a specific event, you don't give a player multiple choices. The only time you can get away with that is when you're hinting it through dialogue. Now, Marvel's and DC, through the comics, through the TV, through the movies, have got a history of doing that using dialogue. You know, they, as far as I'm aware, they don't go through like with decisions and say, oh, here's one, but if it's scripted, it's scripted. It's going to play out that same way. In fact, the only way you get around that is by pulling the multiverse theory, where you can jump from one into an alternate timeline and reverse decision and make a different path. That's the only way you get away with that. But it's one of the primary ways, should I say. Oh God. It just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I wasn't expecting the game to backflip itself on me like that. I mean, there's an intricate system that Marvel and DC Universe has, with its comedy, with its implication, with the multiverse, all sorts of things. It's a very complicated, intricate system, and it works. It's incredibly complicated at times, but it still works. And it's like they just decide to, but it's just like decide, no, we're gonna throw the rules of that out the window and give you. It's really strange because I don't know if you'll understand where I'm coming from with this, but there's some parody movies, right, where and I mean this to put a comparison in. There's a couple of fantastic parody movie series. One's called Flying High, the other one's called Hot Shots. They're parody movies, and they're the types of things where doing exactly what happened in that scripted scene, where you could get a choice, but the same outcome happens no matter what path you take, but it's almost for like the sake, it's more for the sake of the events rather than the outcome. Those movies are done in such a way where it doesn't matter the outcome, only what decisions you make and how you go about them, because they're as completely crazy as because each decision is just as crazy as the next. Let's face it. And I know that may not make a great deal of sense, but you know, the outcome is always going to be the same way, but because of the parody take on it, it doesn't matter how you go about it. It's always taking the mickey out of it. Which I know is not the best example, but there's been comedy moments through these decisions, and yes, alright, Rocket's been pissed off at us and everything, but everyone's taking the mickey out of each other half the time. Which is the comedy side of it. I mean, the team is insult via comedy. So they're not, you know, they're taking the piss out of each other on a regular basis. The only difference is that the outcome's exactly the same. It's only varying on how they're going about it. It's the same outcome. I know it's not the best reference, but in terms of, because this is in a lot of, I mean, there's quite a serious side to it, but there's a lot of comedic referencing in this, right? Which is intentional. So it's just, yeah, it's throwing me off. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna take a breath. Yeah. Sorry about it. I just had to get off my chest. That was not what I expected, but yeah. Yeah, we'll continue. I'll see you next time.